Good evening, Bayonne. Welcome to another exciting episode of Bayonne Tonight's Show. Tonight, we have a special treat for all you baseball fans out there. Joining us in the studio are head baseball coach Hoffman and his captain, Nolan Geisler, to talk all things baseball. Get ready for an insightful and engaging conversation as we dive into the world of Bayonne High School baseball. We know that baseball team recently went on a trip to Florida. Can you tell us about the trip?
Thank you, Melanie, for having us on the show. We appreciate the opportunity to come on and talk to you this afternoon. The Florida trip we had last week was a great experience for us going down there. We had great weather, so that was a great opportunity to go out and play some baseball in some good weather. We played some good competition down there. We won the first game against a team from North Collins, upstate New York. And then the second game we played Shawnee from South Jersey, Medford area, and unfortunately we lost that game. They're a very good team. We didn't play as well as we would like to have played, but it was a great experience for sure. And coming home, we had some challenges with the weather and some pilot issues, and so we were stranded in the airport for about 30 hours, and we were very fortunate to fly out. We took a flight to Hartford, Connecticut, and with the support of our phenomenal superintendent, Mr. Neese, and Dr. Pearson, our beloved athletic director, and our principal, Mr. Keith Mikowski, and their support, they were able to acquire us a charter bus from Hartford, Connecticut, and we bussed back to Bayonne. We got back home around 12:30 that night, and Mr. Mikowski greeted us, and it was a long trip, but it was well worth it, and a lot of stories for the next few years for sure.
Nolan, as captain, do you feel trios like these ones help the team grow?
Yeah, for sure. It was a good team bonding experience. Definitely get closer to your teammates and coaches, and spending 30 hours in the airport with them. It's not easy, but it's a good experience for the team, and you grow through it.
If I could just add for the experience part of the trip, just also being able to be with your teammates and stay in rooms with them and bond with them, and go to different amusement parks and have the responsibilities, a little freedom too. It gives the kids a chance to kind of grow up and mature, and we can teach the accountability part, like how to behave properly in public and take those things very seriously. So the kids really handled those responsibilities very well, and I think each one of those young men had a really good time with the trip.
What type of training and games was the team doing in Florida?
We had one practice because we got there late on Friday because of the flight schedule, with our flight taking off late from LaGuardia. So we only had the one. We practiced actually in Bayonne that morning, and then we flew out later in the afternoon. We landed around 8:30 Orlando time on Friday. So we had a nice practice on Saturday. We gave them off for Easter on Sunday, and then we played Monday and Tuesday. So the schedule was, we tried to balance it out and make it about baseball. That was the primary focus of the trip, but also give them an opportunity to experience Disney for all the benefits that it offers, and like I said, we were really greeted with great weather. We had a 4-day stretch of beautiful weather. We didn't really experience any rain or anything down there while we were there. So when you have great weather and you're able to get outside and play and practice and have those experiences, we played at the main stadium both our games, which was a great opportunity for our team and for the kids who haven't been part of that the last couple of years. So that was really cool. But overall, it's just a great opportunity to get down there and experience Florida, and we were excited about it.
Nolan, how did you get involved in playing baseball?
Well, when I was about 3 years old, I just started playing t-ball and having catch with my brothers, my dad, and from there just kind of took off. Started playing at Cal Ripken ever since I was about 5-6 years old, and then just fell in love with the game.
Coach Hoffman, what drew you to coaching specifically?
I played here from '89 to '92. I was a captain here on the '92 baseball team, and was fortunate to have some success here. And I went out to play at St. Peter's College, and I played 4 years at St. Peter's College. And when I came back, Coach Baccarello, who was my mentor, who was my coach, got me involved in coaching with the baseball team, and he saw something in me that he liked and he felt could help the program. So my first year out of college, in 1997, I was an assistant here at Bayonne High School. We were fortunate to win a county championship that year, and ironically, Mr. Mikowski was on that team. Mr. Kopaz, who's an assistant superintendent of schools, was on that team, and George Becker, who's the principal at Washington School, P.J. Baccarella, who's the principal at Mary J. School. A lot of those guys were a big part of that championship team, and it kind of, showed me that this was where I wanted to be. This is where I needed to be. It was kind of like a little bit of a calling, and having Coach Baccarella, take me under his wing and mentor me, and just I loved being around the kids and developing those relationships and having the success that we did. It just kind of inspired me to continue on this journey of coaching.
Nolan, what does it mean to you to be selected as captain of the baseball team?
Yeah, it means a lot. This program has a lot of history, and to wear Bayonne across your chest, where you grew up, play for the town, the city, and being captain just adds to it. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to the team, and yeah, it's a good experience.
Coach Hoffman, can you share your coaching philosophy with us?
Yeah, it's a great question. The philosophy starts with a vision. We feel like it's very important to establish, it's our culture, and we take it very seriously. But you have to establish a vision with your assistant coaches and your players that you want what's best for them, and you have to set the bar extremely high. And there's never an unattainable goal. If you work hard and you set the highest standard, the highest goal for your program, and that's been our message to them from the beginning. Since I've taken over as the head coach. Now this is my 11th season as the head coach, and that's something that Coach Baccarella, again, to bring him back into it, instilled in me the success that we had when I was an assistant coach. And you see things, or you see the direction how the program is, and like Nolan alluded to, the championship tradition that we've had, and how our culture's been over the years. Even when I played here in the 80s and the 90s. That's paramount to what we're trying to do for our program is set the bar as high as it can be, and work extremely hard to achieve those goals. And that's kind of where we feel we are as a program, the success that we've had the last several years, and we feel this team with more time to grow and gain that experience and continue to work hard and stay together can accomplish similar goals as well.
Nolan, how do you motivate your teams to perform their best?
Well, off to a rough stretch here, 4-3, and you just gotta kind of fight through it and motivate them. It's gonna be all right. Long season ahead of us, and we still haven't played our best baseball. So just kind of stay with them, motivate them. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna be all right. It's only April 16th right now, and we still got a month until the playoffs start. So we got a good stretch of baseball coming up, and just stick through it, and we'll be fine.
Coach, how do you handle pressure situations during games, and how do you just prepare your players?
Pressure is a part of competition, right? And we've been saying to the kids, especially in the off season, and preparing them, for this season, because we knew there were going to be some challenges early on with the lack of experience that we had. Is pressure does two things: either it bursts pipes or it makes diamonds, right? So we want to be that pressure that crushes the rocks and to turn them into diamonds, and as opposed to the pressure that gets the kids in those moments where it will break our pipe, right? So it's just something that you have to work through, and we have to stay positive. That's the most important thing. You have to stay, with that mindset of adversity is a part of this. We know it going in, prepare them to deal with it, but the only way to deal with adversity is to experience it and go through it. And the failures are what's going to make this team stronger in the now, and also down the road, like Nolan alluded to. Like, we have a lot of really big baseball games ahead of us, and we feel our best baseball is ahead of us. And that, going back to Danny Hurley, who's a tremendous coach, obviously back-to-back national championship coach at UConn. He's got Jersey City roots from St. Anthony's, played at Seton Hall. He had said when he first took over at UConn and they were struggling, he was like, "You better get us now, because down the road you're not going to, that won't be the time to get us." So that's kind of how we feel, and that's the message to our team: is let these teams feel that they can get us now, because we're going to take these experiences, take this adversity, take this failure, and learn from it and become better for it. So down the road we'll be able to overcome it and play better baseball and win those games.
Nolan, can you describe the team dynamic among the players?
Yeah, we have a really tight bond. We're like brothers here. It's always been that way. My 4 years here, I've had a great bond with the team, and just get closer each day, every practice, every game, and it's going to help us in the end to reach our goal.
Nolan, as captain, how do you lead by example both on and off the field?
As a captain, the underclassmen, they look up to us, me and the other captains. So to lead by example and show them the way through the program, just for them to have a good 4 years here and really set the path for them.
Coach, what are the team's goals for the season?
Our standard is our standard. Like Mike Tomlin says, our goals never change. Every year our goal is, we have our core covenants that we read to the team in the off season, and our culture is, we want to win 20 games. We want to, which is difficult with a competitive schedule that we have, but that's still our goal. We want to win our league, which we've done, 4 times in the last 6 years. We want to win a county championship tournament, which we've done once, and we've been in the county final 3 times in the last 5 years. And we want to win our state sectional championship, Group 4, Section 2, which we did that last year for the first time in 21 years. And the ultimate goal is to win an overall state championship, which we haven't been able to accomplish. But again, that's the goal. So and I said this to the team in the off season, and I say it to them every day. It's like, we don't want to pick and choose what year we feel like we're the team that we can make that run, because it's not fair to the actual current team if they don't have the experience. This isn't the year that we're going to go for our goals. Our goals are the same every year. Nothing changes. We just have to work harder. We have to stay together, and we have to continue to persevere through the adversity. And if we do that and gain that experience through the adversity and the failure, and like Nolan said before, we stay together and stay positive, we feel we can overcome that and definitely make a run to accomplish those goals again this year.
Nolan, how do you prepare mentally and physically for each game?
Yeah, so mentally, just like a lot of meditation, staying calm, listen to some music, and then physically do a lot of work in the off season to get your body ready for the season. So really, it's just before the game, just a lot of stretching, a lot of mobility, and then you get into the game and get locked in for the game.
Coach, what are the biggest challenges you face as a coach?
It's you're managing you're managing egos, you're managing personalities. High school kids today, in today's day and age. So that's a challenge. We also rely on our coaching staff, and we have a really great coaching staff that I'd like to pay respect to this year. Jeremy Ives, our pitching coach, he's been with me for a number of years now. And he's great. He's great with our pitchers. He's great with our players. He brings energy. He brings experience. He brings a calm presence to our program. And then this year we have some new blood, some younger guys that have played for us over the years. Ray Esquerdo, who pitched for us a few years ago, is involved with our program. He helps with the pitchers. Ryan McNamara, who played for us, was on our 2019 county championship team. Is with our outfielders, coaches one of the bases. And we have Matt Brown, who also played on our 2019 county championship team. He works with the infielders. So we're all in the same mindset of staying together, staying positive, and trying to manage, and communication is the big key. These kids, we tell them exactly what the situation is. We don't sugarcoat things. We hold them accountable, and but the communication part of it, and cultivating those relationships where they can trust us, that we know that they're giving their all, and they also know that we love them, we care about them, and we want them to be successful. But at the same time, it's about dealing with how life is, and we know that they have school to deal with, they have situations at home with families. So we try to make baseball the most important thing in their life, or we feel like it's got to be in the top 3. We say family first, and school, and then obviously baseball. Those are the 3 main parts of your life, and you got to make that commitment, right, and make those sacrifices that go into having that success. But mostly is just being able to communicate and establish that relationship where they know they can always count on us, and we have their back, and continue to move forward in that degree.
Nolan, what has been your most memorable moment as a member of the baseball team so far?
Definitely last year, winning the sectional championship. That was, just looking back, I'll remember that for the rest of my life. That bus ride home was one of the probably top 5 moments ever in my life. It was unreal. And then the whole season last year, 25 wins, that's unremarkable. Like that you don't see that very often. So yeah, the championship last year has to be it.
Coach, how do you foster a sense of sportsmanship and respect among your players?
It's super important, because sportsmanship is an area where I think in today's day and age with social media and how people like to, maybe talk down to their opponents or show disrespect, that's becoming more and more a thing. And we really try to do a good job to keep it a positive and focus on what we can control, right? Control the controllables. That's what we always talk about, right? So, focus on how we can get better, focus on our team, focus on our energy, and make it about ourselves as opposed to talking down to your opponent or showing disrespect. So, we take the sportsmanship part of it very seriously. Before every game, the umpire comes in over to our players and reemphasizes, the rules of the game, and sportsmanship is obviously one of the top priorities. So, I'm just not a fan of talking, quote unquote trash to your opponents or demeaning other players. That's just not how we do things here. It's not what we're about. We don't tolerate it. And we put all the emphasis and the onus on what we can control and what we need to do to get better, and not make it about other people. We don't make excuses. We just got to find ways to improve and get better. That's what we try to do.
What do you do to prepare the team to bounce back from yesterday's loss, and how to prepare the game between you and Cranford?
Well, we talked about it. We have to stay together. And, I spoke to the kids after the game in the locker room, and I sent them a text last night, and I just said, listen, 13 players played in this game yesterday. Last year, in the same kind of game, there was only 3 that were here, right? So it's unrealistic, and it's not fair to think that, at this stage of the season, we can accomplish those same kind of goals or have that same kind of success. So it's something that we have to be patient in. And we've been saying this all year long. Like, we've been doing the same things we've always done. We send them the pictures of the dog piles. We send them the pictures of championships, because we want to instill that mindset. Like, that's the goal, and we can get there. But at the same time, we have to be patient and not rush this process. We have to trust it and let it play out, and continue to take these failures and these experiences and use it to our benefit. And that's how yesterday was. I mean, yesterday was a game like it was last year. Like, it's a play here, it's a play there, and that's the difference of the game. So they actually were getting a chance to go through it for the first time and actually be on the field and experience it. And now it's our job as a coaching staff to coach off of it, take those adversities, take those failures, and turn them into positives by continuing to work hard. And like I said to these guys, like I said to him, we're not giving up on this team. Like, we're never going to give up on them, because we believe in them, we love them, we care about them. We also feel that this team is good enough to make that run, and that's what we're gonna stay with that mindset until the end of the season.
Well, thank you guys for coming today. And that wraps up our interview with Coach Hoffman and Nolan Geisler. A huge thank you to both of you for sharing your insights, experience, and passion for baseball with us tonight. To the Bayonne High School baseball team, we'll be cheering on you every step of the way. Stay tuned for more exciting content right here on the Bayonne Tonight Show. Good night, Bayonne, and as always, go Bees!